Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I wanted to talk about Gervonta Davis and his recent arrest and his vindication. All charges were dropped. But I wanted to focus a little bit more on the relationship in this video. And I typically don't really deal with the personal stuff when it comes to a fighter. But I felt like this is actually necessary. At first I just thought, they said they're going to get counseling. Great. Sure. Go ahead and get some counseling. But as I've listened to and read, your comments and things like that, and I listened to what other people have had to say, I've gotten a little bit more annoyed with this situation, to be honest with you. If I was around Tank, I would probably want to have a conversation with him. In which case I would say, is this the best thing for you? Tank has already stated that he doesn't want to be around in boxing very long. He's not staying past what he needs to do to maybe solidify himself in the sport of boxing. All right, cool. Nothing wrong with that. However, the fights are starting to get to narrow down, and where the upper echelon, the top five are going to be meeting each other. Okay, now that being said, you need to be more focused. You need to be more focused. For all this stuff to have happened, and for, the girlfriend's claims, I don't want to say her name. So the girlfriend's claims happened like 2 weeks before your prize fight, while you're in training camp, while you're cutting down in weight, while you're working on a game plan, while you're sparring. This is when she chooses to do this. That to me is a little worrisome. It's worrisome because if you would do this when, not to say that this Hector Garcia fight is not important and does not matter, because all fights matter, because it only brings you to the next fight. So you get bigger and bigger and bigger. So all fights matter. But when you're training, you go through a process. And you go through a physical process where your body changes because, you've been eating right, you've been running, you've been sparring, you've been doing all these things. So you get leaner, you get stronger, you get faster. But also your mentality changes. And you need to be in the right place mentally in order to be the best you can be on the night of, after you've done all this physical stuff. Now the mental kicks in. You have to visualize yourself winning. You have to visualize yourself on the night. You have to visualize yourself in that ring. You have to visualize yourself in all sorts of scenarios in the fight. What if he does this? And what if this happened? What if my hand breaks again? All these scenarios, you have to visualize these things. And I'm saying all that to say that in the midst of all that, you made a false claim to the authorities. You got this man publicly embarrassed, ridiculed, and jailed. And then you think you could just wipe it out with saying, my bad, or, you know what, I need some help. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. I second that. You need some help. Now, I don't know what the living status is at this point. I don't know if they're still living together. I don't know if they're, if they've had a real sit down and conversation since. I don't know. But if I were close to Gervonta Davis, and I'm not saying that he needs to break up. That's the mother of his child. I'm not saying anything like that. I would never break up a home. I would never break up a happy home. I don't know if this is the happiest home. But if you would do all that, what was the resolve? What were you trying to prove? That you have more control in this relationship than, what was the resolve? So I go back over the 911 call, and the lady, the operator, is saying, all right, but what's the address? I can't help you until I know where to send help. And she never gives the address. So what's your resolve? Are you just proving to him that you could get it done? Are you one-upping him? What is the resolve? I need to know what's behind that. Okay, now, he's a young guy. They're not married. Nowadays, that doesn't account for a whole lot of things. But He's a young guy, you know, he's attracting, you know, nice looking women. He has the jewelry, he's got the cars. And maybe it's a thing of jealousy. I don't know. I don't know what's behind this. But the fact of the matter is, you publicly lied. You defamed this man who's a public figure, and then you got him jailed 2 weeks before a prize fight. Now he has to get his mind back in the right state of mind prior to his jailing, prior to your lies, prior to the public defamation, and then fight that fight. You're not fighting that fight. You're going to be a benefactor of him winning that fight, but you are not fighting that fight. What is your resolve? That's my question. Now, that's the first half. The second half is this. Tank is only moving on to fight bigger and better fights and more memorable fights. It's already been stated, if everything goes well, and I'm pretty sure they will, we're looking at Ryan Garcia. That seems to be the hope and the dream and the plan. According to Oscar De La Hoya, paper's already written up. Okay, we're looking at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia seems to be pretty locked in. Ryan Garcia is very strong at 140 pounds. Ryan Garcia is extremely fast at 140 pounds. Ryan Garcia says, I don't need a tune-up fight. Because Ryan Garcia sees something in Tank. Not just he sees something in Tank. Ryan Garcia also sees something in himself. That's a dangerous man to fight right now. He sees something in himself. He's not worried about Tank. He's chasing his destiny. That's a dangerous man to fight right now. And if I was around Tank, I guess basically what I'm saying is I would have to have a serious conversation with him and say, listen, bro, what are we going to do about this? Because that happened 2 weeks before the Hector Garcia fight. We can't have that happening anywhere in training camp with this fight. Because let's just say, you know, Tank gets past Ryan Garcia. Well, what comes next? Probably Devin Haney. What comes next? Probably Shakur Stevenson. You know, like, these guys are coming next. You know, Frank Martin. These guys are coming next. Listen, I can't have silly distractions like what just happened, what just transpired. I can't be getting jailed for things I did not do. I don't want to see Tank, or any man for that matter, jailed as is. But I definitely don't want to see him jailed for something he didn't do. And some things you can't live down. You just can't live down. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, but, you know, stay out of jail. Like Conor Penn said to him, stay out of jail. You're finding it difficult to stay out of jail. Well, part of that is Tank, but part of that is the people who are around him. And it's not just your homeboys. Now it's your homegirl. It's your lady. She just jailed you. For whatever reason that we, the public, don't fully know about because we weren't in the house when whatever transpired. We don't know. But what we do know is she openly lied. What we do know is there seems to be no consequence on her end. My bad, I lied, we were both at fault. You know, not to take it off of me, you know, like, but we were both at fault. No. He didn't call the cops on you. You called the cops on him. You didn't stop the cops once they actually put the cuffs on him and said, all right, well, maybe I've exaggerated just a tad bit. He didn't actually do. No, none of that happened. He got jailed. They put him in the back of a squad car, took him to the precinct. No, he wasn't there long, but they fingerprinted the man. And now he has to get out from that, prove to us, the world, that he's innocent. He didn't do the things that we are now saying that he did, and then go back to training for his fight with Hector Garcia. What's going to stop that from happening again? I don't know. And that can't happen with a bigger fight. Bigger fight meaning more dangerous opponent. More dangerous opponent. That more dangerous opponent factor is huge. Listen, let's just say, all right, that's Hector Garcia. That can't happen with Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Shakur Stevenson. That can't happen. I'm telling you now, I personally don't believe Gervonta Tank Davis can beat Shakur Stevenson. But let's just say they're getting ready to fight, and that happens, or something similar along those lines happens again. the crying of wolf. There's no way Gervonta Davis is going to get his head wrapped straight, tight enough to get in the ring and take on Shakur Stevenson. Period. That dude is a wizard in the ring. He's not beating Shakur Stevenson with that type of personal crap going on. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't think he can beat Ryan Garcia with that personal crap going on. I think Gervonta Tank Davis can beat Teofimo Lopez, just with both of their minds going right. But I don't think with that crap going on, I don't think he can beat Teofimo Lopez. I don't think he can beat Devin Haney. I don't think he can beat Devin Haney. I'm saying it out loud. I don't think he can beat Devin Haney with that kind of crap going on in the household. I just don't think he can do it. So somebody needs, listen, Tank's got all these older guys who all say, I'm like his dad, I'm like his grandfather, I'm like da-da-da. Well, some of you guys need to have some father-son talks, some grandfather-grandson talks. Some of you guys need to just bring him outside and talk to the kid. Hey, let's go for a long drive, okay? Because that can't happen moving forward because there's nothing but bigger fights. Tank flat out said, I'm not going to be here very long. That means he's going to get his eyes set on the most memorable fights, and that means the most dangerous opponents, and that means you can't be playing these little games with me just because you're mad. Period. Just because you're mad. That can't fly. So that's basically what I wanted to say. That this has kind of been like festering, you know. And, you know, there was one individual who said, you know, she should be held to some charges. And I agree. I actually agree 100%. You know, you defame my name, and I actually agree with that. Luckily, you know, well, not luckily, but, you know, it's the mother of his child, so you probably would, you know, you would never do that. But I think by training camp, if we're not on the right page, I think I need to go away for training camp. I think I need to go off the Big Bear, me and the guys, you know, just go up to the mountains, you know, just to be safe, for the next 6 weeks. That's what I think. I'll see you on the night of the fight. Yeah, just to be safe. But that's basically what this video is about. I just had to get that off my chest. If you agree with what I'm saying, drop it down below. If you do not agree with what I'm saying, drop it down below. Do you think this type of action could be a hindrance moving forward as Tank is going to be facing bigger and better challenges? Drop your thoughts down below. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.